The history dates back to 1912, when Scotian Gold was previously called the United Fruit Companies of Nova Scotia. Originally it was created as a co-op, and it was felt that in order to compete on the global stage, purchasing power as the collective was top of mind, and any and all advantages were needed to be sought out, and the idea was to bring all the cooperatives together.
This farm has been with Scotian Gold since the late 60s as a member of the co-op. And also my father was a director of the company and I'm a director of the company. Years ago it was all pretty well sight and taste. Most of the apples back then were all red. Now we have an orangey, like Honeycrisp and Sweet Tangle. They're not a real red color.
It is a grower-owned cooperative, so here for the collective good. First and foremost, we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can possibly to get as much out of the fruit and as much value out of the fruit as we can to return as much back to the grower as possible.
We got great science people to help us out, growing and information and marketing, storage. It's a great relationship.
We go out to all the farms and we analyze the fruit as we're getting close to harvest time, so we can decide when it's the perfect time to start at each of the farms and when to stop harvesting at each of the farms, so that we'll have the optimum harvest for the different varieties. We have a DA meter that reads the chlorophyll content of the flesh of the apple, and it's a non-destructive test. So when apples are small and young, they have a very high chlorophyll content, and then as they mature, that gets lower and lower, and we can decide when harvest is actually going to happen based on the numbers that we're getting from our machine. So this one's called the F750 Produce Quality Meter, and it measures the dry matter content of the apples as well as the brix content or the sugar content, and that'll help us determine how well the fruit will store. You want a good sugar-acid balance, and then I do pressure tests to see how crunchy the apples are, and then we just look at the general color and if there's any insect damage or anything like that.
So much of our investment has been geared towards storing fruit as long as we possibly can and maintaining that good quality consumer experience.
We use dynamic controlled atmosphere storages so we can monitor the breathing, the respiration of the apples as they're sleeping in our chambers, because they breathe just like we breathe. And after a while you can test, can you take a little bit less oxygen? And the apples will say, yeah, okay, nope. So then we stop at that level and we hold them there. Then after a month we'll test them again, and you can just keep lowering the oxygen very gently over the storage period. And that holds them so close to where they were when they were harvested that they taste just like they've been picked off the tree, even if it's 6 months later. You know, if you can go in March or April and buy a local apple that tastes like it was just picked, you're gonna keep coming back and buying more.
We are the main supplier within the Atlantic region. We also ship right across Canada as well. In terms of reach, a good portion of our crop does go to the US. And outside of North America, we have recently started to make some inroads into the South Asian market, and that's a key growth area for us. We're here to provide solutions to our buyers and our retailers, so I think if we're here providing good fruit to the market, then it should work itself back the other way in terms of providing a good return to the growers at the end of the day.